So I want to have a small amount of fighting in my game, which means I need a sort of health system and I need damage and stuff like that. So, first thing I created was a health component. I can just drop this on any node like I have with my player here. I dropped this health component, and all I do is I drag my player into here, so now it knows to refer whenever in this script, whenever something to do with the body is referenced, it can do different things based on, for example, destroy it if it runs out of health. Here I just have a system that's printing the name of the owner up here and how much health they currently have. I just have the default health to 20. However, I can modify that in any player. I could give myself 50 health or 100. And this is just basically the thing that tracks how much health you have and what you do when you take damage and heal as well. I haven't done much with that yet though. The second thing I needed to do was make a hitbox. So this can also be drug onto anything here, and you add a health component to it. So when this hitbox is damaged, it references the health component here, and that can then access the player or whatever node. So the hitbox is really simple. If something enters it, it's just an area. I can change that to whatever shape I want. If any area that's in the group named damage enters it, it gets however much damage that body has, or that area has, and then it gets the health component and damages it by that much. It's really simple. So again, I have that here on my player, just the same shape as the player. So if this shape enters anything, if any damage area enters the hitbox area, tells the health component to damage it however much is in that damage. Speaking of the damage, here's the damage. I have the default as 2, however, you can change that to whatever you want. Just a collision shape in a mesh instance other than that. And here, it's really simple. You just set up however much you want the damage to be, and like I said, default 2 here. So if we go back to our world, you can see, I'm going to unhide some things. So I've made a dummy, which just has a mesh, a health component, so it has a health of 20, and then a hitbox, which is that same shape. I've also added a brick wall. It's a much bigger thing. I made the hitbox its own separate shape, its own health component, and collision and stuff. So when I go back in this main world, I have these 3 different things. This is just a normal damage area. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my player. This is not permanent. I'm going to add a damage scene and just plonk that right in front of the player. It doesn't really matter how precise it is. So that way, I can also make the damage 4 here, for example. Just can change the damage amount. So now the player has this damage cube. So if this area enters any other hitboxes, it will damage it by that 4 amount. I'll click the dummy. How much health does it have? How much health did I give it? I gave it health of 20. If I go to the brick wall, how much health did I give that? I gave it 30. When I start the scene, if I just repetitively put this area into there, need to do it like 5 times, you can see down at the bottom in the messages, it's telling me how much health each thing has. So if I enter the area one more time with this damage, that dummy will be destroyed. There it goes. The brick wall is still at 30, so I'll just ram into that a few times. One more time and it should be destroyed. And then this is a damage area. So if it does damage of 2, I have 20 health. So if I enter it 10 times, this next time it'll just delete me, which it did, and now the game just kind of broke, so I'll just close out of it. Obviously, the player won't always have a damage area. It'll be like, oh, when you click a button, if you can do an attack, it'll create that damage area in front of you for a few seconds. So it'll damage anything in that area. Same with things attacking me, they'll just create damage areas in front of them that could damage me. It's also nice for if I want to make a tree or like a brick wall, like I said, it's really just the same concept. You give it however much health you want, and however many times you apply the damage to it, that'll delete it. If you have any suggestions, let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching.